Hello everybody and welcome back to mr.jamestv. Now before I continue with this video, first off you probably noticed I started my video differently, and that's because I want to change my YouTube channel a bit again. First off, the intro, it's gone. A lot of people tell me the song's kind of annoying, so I am working on a new intro, but till then I'm just gonna leave my videos without an intro. And second thing is that this is probably going to be my last Hytale video for quite a while. I'm going to be doing some other videos in the near future. But yeah, today we got a new Hytale video, and this is going to be Hytale Story Episode 2, and this is actually a comment that was left on my last video. Yeah, so shout out to Remor Gamer who left this comment, which is a really cool idea of the end boss fight against Varen, which is, I've been informed, what the green mage was called. So thanks for that again. And yeah, so let's get into this. Oh, one more thing. My reading is pretty bad, so if I don't get a word or if I miss something, yeah, sorry about that. Oh, thanks for opening up a theory on the final boss fight. So let me get creative. First up, the evil itself has a name, Varen. Thank you for that. That is a fact, look it up. So if that green mage, then, so if it is that green mage, then here is the boss fight which I would like to see. Entry. Yes, a final boss needs an epic entry scene. Take notes, Minecraft. Inside the final portal dungeon, which should be a very difficult, dark, mysterious castle, massive dark throne room lit by green torches on each side of the room. The throne itself just holds Varen's armor in a sitting position. Suddenly, a light appears above the entrance, slowly floating towards the throne, swaying from side to side, gathering energy from the torches on the side, causing a whispering of souls. Emitting from it, it grow louder as it grows as. Finally reaching the throne, it flies into Varen's set of armor, the glowing head appearing. Varen now holding a condescending speech over the player while blocking every attack that might come his way. Rising up from his throne, Varen lets magic gather in the palm of his hand, puts them together and throws a ball of light at the center of the ceiling, lighting up the entire room in eerily greenish light. And now the fight begins. Phase 1. Yes, this is a full multi-phase boss fight. Varen summons two massive creatures, Varen's spawn, as well as heavy one-handed sword, glowing with void energy, and slowly walks towards the player, flanked by the monsters. Letting the creatures attack the player first, Varen goes from a more tactical attack, waiting until one of the creatures is defeated before attacking. His own attack pattern consists of wide swings which are well telegraphed, but chained together in combos and to be harder to dodge, finishing them up with a spin, letting his cape block the player's view before jumping a long distance backwards, letting the remaining creatures take over before attempting to summon more spawn. depending on the player, when the player manages to deal damage to Varen, the spawn may vary. The earlier he is damaged, the weaker the new spawn are taking on different shapes, with the first spawn being the strongest ones. Releasing the new spawn with a burst of energy which knocks the player back. The first phase repeats this circle until Varen takes enough damage. Due to his defensive nature, in this phase it should be a lot. Phase 2. Getting rid of his leg, Varen takes to the air, floating on a glowing stream of energy, exceeding his bottom half, flying in a fast, large circle around the player. Varen creates a large, inextinguishable, impassable wall of green fire. He attacks with his glowing hand in fast claw-like strikes, in a hit and run tactic, while shooting some blockable, slow-moving, medium balls of magic energy when circling the player at a distance, and essentially slamming down from above, creating a shockwave. The main gimmick here being that Varen is now fast and relatively unpenetrable, while staying pretty simple in his attacks. Deal enough damage to him, a bit more than in the previous phase, will result in the transition to the final phase. Varen's armor cracks, releasing a beam of light. The armor cracks more and more, with Varen panicking before blowing up in a ball of light, sending pieces of armor everywhere, which deal quite a bit of damage but can be blocked. With this, the light source which Varen summoned at the beginning begins to shake, attracting the torch's flames, consuming them one by one. While this is going on, Varen's voice rings out around the room, mighty and booming, acknowledging the player's strength and courage for a while, but ending the speech in as soon as the ball of light has consumed the last flame of glow to grow to its maximum size. Varen angrily denies defeat, and the ball of light crashes down on the middle of the area, surrounded by the fire circle, causing it to fall through the floor. This platform now crashes through every floor of the castle below it, taking more and more debris with it before exiting out of the bottom of the island and into the great void, where the surrounding area is a dark purple. Now debris filled by void energy accumulating underneath it is slowing its descent slowly, eventually coming to a stop. The ring of fire which surrounded the initial platform is now being consumed by the ball of light by snacking into over 4 lines. As soon as all the fire is consumed, the platform cracks apart along the lines which the fire followed to get to the ball of light, which is now rising up with a fiery green aura dancing around it. The ball of light now draws energy from the void, creating a purple edge around the flames. Sinking into the center of the debris field, four tentacles jump out from underneath it, all of which are armored with solid void energy. The ball of light transforms into a massive version of Varen. The tentacles replace the legs, mostly armored in solid void energy. The tentacle clings to one of the central platforms, each while Varen turns to look down at the players, and the final phase begins. Final phase. Varen now draws power from the void to pull off a number of different, easy to predict but utterly devastating attacks. One of the attacks is to collect the energy into a massive sword of void energy and swinging it vertically, trying to hit the player. Hitting the ground will cause the sword to send out a weak shockwave throughout the platform. It landed on the as it gets stuck in place for a certain amount of time, leaving Varen open to attack. Another attack is to collect energy in the palm of his hand, charging and then shooting a large continuous beam of void energy which deals rapid damage and pushes the player backwards if he is hit in the direct where he is direct in the direction where Varen saw the player at the beginning of the charge, following the player slowly with the beam of a few seconds. Another attack is to summon some of the small pieces of debris from the outer rim of the debris field, overflow them with void energy and sending them down on top of the player, causing small explosion on impact. Another attack is to use the tentacles opening up the armor to transform into serrated blades along the side of it in order to make sweeping motions back and forth across the platform, and following it up with a slam of tentacles with the blades converging together on the underside of the tentacles, causing them to get stuck and in the platform, which leaves them open to attack for a short period of time. Another attack is that he summons a group of weakest Varen spawns, 6 to 4 goblin-like enemies, on top of the player's current platform almost instantly. Wherever the player falls off of the debris field, they are stuck by a charge of void energy, causing them to float back up to the platform after taking damage. To finish this boss off, one would need to deal a great amount of total damage, much more than any of the other phases, to expose parts of Varen, solid void, unpenetrable, triggering some kind of epic finish for the boss fight, either a cutscene or an event which plays by different rules that rest of the fight. Again, this is just an idea which I spontaneously came up with, so none of this has to be actually added to the final boss fight. Before you ask, yes, I am going to make a mod server / game in Hytales, which includes a series of bosses which are on an equal creative level as this one, and hopefully pretty fair. Pretty fair. I am going to thoroughly test them myself to see if they are fun to fight to the best of my abilities. Keep in mind that I am one guy and have yet to start working with Hytale system, so don't expect anything too soon. Now, once again, thank you so much, Remmer Gamer. I'm really glad that you took the time to write this really in-depth comment. I really like the idea. It's a really cool story, and I would like to work with this on you. So if you are actually watching this video, please contact me on Discord or something. Maybe leave your Discord name in the comment, and yeah, we can talk. But yeah, that was it for today's episode, and I guess, yeah, that's it.